Let's talk from the homeowner perspective. I'm about to sign this agreement with a general contractor. What should I know before engaging in this situation?
So from a big picture perspective with as a homeowner for a general contractor, there's a couple things that you want to make sure of right away. Number one, does this general contractor have insurance? First and foremost, are they properly licensed? Now, there's free websites that you can search this information. You look up the county that you're in, the state that you're in, you search the name of the general contractor, you ask them for a certificate of insurance, you ask them for an insurance policy. If they say no or if they get squirrely, run.
And why run? What, like, I know a lot of people, hey, they're good. They seem trustworthy. They were referred to me. They did a great job for my friend.
Yeah, the reason is, if everything goes well, you're fine, typically. However, if a contractor does some damage to your house while fixing the thing that they're fixing and they don't have insurance, you are going to be having a bad time.
Okay.
I'll just jump in and say you might not know that there's issues when they finish. It might be, a couple months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, that you're discovering some sort of issue. And you're really going to want to make sure that your contractor has insurance to cover something like that.
Yeah. And then the second thing that I think is super important is, what does your agreement say? Do you have an agreement? How's the payment schedule being broken down?
Right.
If your contractor is asking for all this money up front and there's no real, action or no real deliverable early, that might be a problem. Are they giving you a reasonable, hey, here's the schedule. You're going to pay, 20% up front for us to get materials. Then once we do most of the work, you'll pay us the other, 30%. And then once we're almost finished, you pay 20%, and when we're done, you pay the balance. Or are they saying, give me 80% now, or I'm not coming in?
Right.
You run into a lot of issues, and we've seen people run into a lot of issues with contractors that take a lot of money up front and then don't do anything.
So yeah, and just a reminder, as we always do these episodes, this is not legal advice. This is general things that you've experienced and broad-based recommendations. And you kind of gave a schedule map of like 20%, 30%, whatever. Is there a best practice? Because I feel like a lot of that is based on what the contractor asks for, what the terms of the project might be, right? If you're coming in for a one-day water heater replacement, that's going to be different than if we're doing an entire addition. So
sure.
How do you sort of differentiate between these different circumstances?
Well, I think from the homeowner's perspective, you want to see what the costs are, and you don't necessarily have to see what they're paying, because obviously they're going to make some sort of markup or profit, but you want to see how they're breaking down the number that they're charging you. So if you say, hey, I want to remodel my kitchen and my living room and install new hardwood floors, and they say $100,000, and you say, okay, well, how are you allocating that? Are you, how much is for cabinets? Do you have, a price for cabinets? How much is for the floors? How much is for your labor? A lot of times, if you get, the bigger the project, the more that tends to get lost in the weeds.
Right.
If, to your point about a hot water heater replacement, those are relatively straightforward. This is how much we're going to charge you to replace your hot water heater.
Right.
I'd still check if they have insurance, but if you agree to the number, you agree to the number. But if you're saying, hey, I want to remodel my whole house or half of my house for $100,000, you really want to see how they get to that number, and then you really want to get into a payment schedule that makes
based
sense.
On deliverables.
Right.
It's not just based on time, but it's based on deliverables. Sure. That's probably the most critical thing. So I need insurance, contractor with insurance, and I need to know a schedule of payments based on deliverables that's reasonably allocated.